Thanks, Harold. Hard to believe it's only been 1 year since I stood at this room. It seems like it's been a dog year, 7 years. But well, thank you, Harold. Today, we are thrilled to officially introduce Carlos Beltran as the new manager of the New York Mets. Carlos's wife, Jessica, his daughters, Ivana and Kiara, and little Ivan, Carlos, who we just had a little spill here this morning, but good to see you're doing all right, buddy. Carlos and Jessica, welcome back to the organization. Kids, we are very excited to create new memories for you and your dad here at Citi Field. So I want to take a couple minutes to talk about the hiring process. Over the course of the last month, we completed a thorough and extensive search. We considered, vetted, and ultimately interviewed a large group of candidates. They were highly qualified, and they came from very diverse skill sets and diverse backgrounds. I'd like to thank our ownership group, Fred Wilpon, Saul Katz, and particularly Jeff Wilpon, our COO, and the entire ownership group for being patient and supportive through the process. I know it took a while, we were detailed, and we wanted to make sure we got this right. I'd also like to thank our many members of the baseball operations staff who dedicated countless hours to this process. Specifically, Omar and Allard Baird, thank you guys for your introduction to Carlos. These two gentlemen have a very long and successful history with Carlos. I'd like to also recognize Adam Guttridge, Jared Banner, Ian Levin, Harold Kaufman, and Jeff LeBeau for their preparation, their commitment, and their detailed due diligence. Lastly, thanks to all of you media who were incredibly respectful and understanding of our discretion throughout the process. We wanted to maintain integrity for our candidates and for our organization. As we narrowed the list, we were impressed by the many strengths of the candidates. Many of these gentlemen will ultimately make very good managers as they go forward. We have no doubt about that. The decision wasn't easy, but there are 5 things that stood out about Carlos through the process. First, he's poised. As you've seen, Carlos can command a room when he walks in. He has presence. He has patience. And at very least, he's got confidence. Next, number 2, Carlos is trustworthy. When we began this process, it was important for all of us in the ownership group and the baseball operations department to feel like we could exhale when we walked into the manager's office. We didn't want to inhale in anticipation of the conversations. Instead, we wanted to feel comfortable, we wanted to feel welcome, and we wanted to feel a partnership with the manager. We can trust Carlos, and that goes a long way. Third, Carlos has a growth mindset. That's a cliche and a very common sentence in the marketplace today, but it particularly applies to Carlos. Carlos is a learner. Carlos knows what he doesn't know, and he's willing to acknowledge it. Most importantly, Carlos has a curiosity to learn more and to grow. He's evolved. He used that word quite often during our process of the interviews. He's evolved as a player, he's evolved as a husband, a man, a parent, and we think he can apply all of that knowledge to us going forward. Number 4, Carlos is committed to beating his opponent. Why do I say that and why do I make that a point? Everybody wants to win, there's no doubt about that. Most coaches show up every day with the belief that they can try to get the best out of their players. Carlos has those 2 attributes, but he also takes it a step further. Carlos wants to beat his opponent. He looks at the little things. He looks for tips. He looks for any weaknesses that he can exploit in his game planning. He did it as a player, and we know that that's going to be a key part of his success as a manager. And 5th, most importantly, Carlos has an unrivaled appreciation and understanding of players. So let's talk about that. Carlos's hiring is a signal and an affirmation that is clear and loud to this organization's core tenets of being a players-first organization. We're players first here. Carlos Beltran will be a player's manager. Over the course of his 20-year career, Carlos won the Rookie of the Year award, 3 Gold Gloves, 2 Silver Sluggers, and was named to 9 All-Star games, 5 of which were here with the New York Mets. Additionally, Carlos played in 65 postseason games, over 7 different postseason runs. And in 2017, Carlos became a world champion. Over the last year, Carlos worked for the New York Yankees as a special advisor. In this role, he served as an important bridge between the front office, the coaching staff, and the players. Carlos has an extremely high baseball IQ. He has an appetite to collaborate, and he is a mentor, and he's a communicator, from the 25th man on the roster to the first, from our veteran players to our minor league prospects. He cares about improving each player in that clubhouse. When we put all this together, Carlos's experience, combined with his personal attributes, will give him instant credibility in our clubhouse with the players. It will give him instant relatability to the players in our clubhouse. Carlos has lived what our players are living right now. Carlos has traveled where our players hope to travel over the course of their careers. He has faced and he has overcome adversity amidst the highest of high expectations and the most intense pressure in sports. So now a message specifically to our loyal and passionate fan base. We at the Mets know that you crave and deserve a consistent winner. We won 10 games over 500 last year. We were 10 games over 500. It's progress, but it's just the beginning. Our commitment is to do more. Our commitment is to win championships. Your new manager, Carlos Beltran, has led teams over the last 14 years to 12 winning seasons as a working professional in baseball. 12 winning seasons in his last 4 years working. Carlos is a winner. Carlos came here to win. We brought Carlos here to win. And together, with your fan support, we will be a winner. So with that, congratulations to Jessica, your family, and Carlos Beltran. On behalf of the entire Mets organization, welcome home.
COO Jeff Wilpon will come forward to present the jersey and cap.